Hello everyone watching at home, welcome to the Adelaide Eternal Legacy Cup, the finals. I am Sarven McLinton, in the booth with me is Beckett, Wolfe.
Good day, guys.
We have the finals. We're going to check out Jack Biermann and Riley Beck. Let's have a quick look at Riley Beck's deck because, well, he is in the finals, but we haven't seen him on coverage yet.
No, he's on DNT. He's got, I don't know, it's a pretty standard list, isn't it? He's got 4 Crusaders, 4 Flickerwisp, 3 Revoker, plenty of swords, plenty of Thalias. Basically, I'm sure you've all seen it. He wants to get Stoneforge Mystic out, leverage the equipment and the interactive creatures. It's like an 8-bear deck. It's a pretty standard sort of list.
Yeah, he's up on Legacy 4 Mirren Crusader because
it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's just a lot of things like Grixis control around where their only answer is a single lightning bolt. Have you seen Death and Taxes lists running Paladin and Beck?
No.
Yeah.
What does that do? I don't even know what it does.
It's kind of similar, where it's just like a 2/2 first strike, and it has protection from black, protection from red, and basically you just can't kill it. Grixis control just can't get rid of it.
Yeah, like the Oriok, but I guess Oriok's not enough of the threat, is it?
Exactly.
So we've already looked at Jack's list in the last game, and we also sort of looked at a similar list in game 1 that Isaac was playing.
Yeah, round 3, if you want to click on that one, the first
match. First round of our coverage. Jack's on Turbo Depths. I was calling it Slowbro Depths, but he doesn't have Green Sister Recall.
It's not medium depths.
It's not medium depths.
It's like more turbo.
It is a bit more turbo, isn't it? So I takes his backsies on the last video where I commented that it's Slowbro Depths. It's Turbo Depths.
If you want to see any of the Turbo Depths matchups, check out round 3, this one, and the semi-finals. Mm-hmm. So you've got ample Turbo Depths action, and you can check out our discussion of deck lists there.
Let's check out this finals. What do you reckon the key cards are in this matchup, Sarv?
Well, let's see whether or not they're in the hands, because here's the hand that's at the Flickerwisp somewhere.
Ooh. So Riley's on the left, and then Jack's on the right. Looks like Jack had Bob Donfidant.
You like that? Badonkadonk. All right. Yep.
Mum's actually a really good. I think Mum. I was going to say Mum's one of the key ones. Being able to go like Mum, Flickerwisp, and then you can just like constantly be able to chump block and protect.
Yeah. You want to be able to attack.
Swords.
Sometimes.
Gets the swords, which is very relevant, and he's got the Flickerwisp. It's not a bad hand from Riley. I'm sure he's not loving it.
Yeah, Recruiter of the Guard is slow, but it can find you specific pieces that are useful in specific matchups. What that specific piece is will often be something like a Flickerwisp, because the Flickerwisp can be used to be a flying blocker, and then the Mother of Runes teams up to give it protection from black, and you can block for days.
Bob Donfron. Here he is. I think he might not be great in this matchup. Bob's pretty good against, because I think I commented on this in round 3. Bob's doing exactly like the opposite of what Turbo Depths is doing otherwise. You're trying to interact with this combo, and then Bob's just sitting there getting card advantage and chipping in. But because Riley's going to be pressuring the life total quite a bit, with creatures like Thalia who can first strike through him, I don't think he's going to be as good. But I think one of the big key pieces is going to be Caracas.
Yeah, Caracas is very, very strong in this matchup.
Both are running it.
Yeah, Caracas is
better on Riley Beck's side, though.
For sure.
He's going to be either Recruiter or Flickerwisp. Flicker's probably conservative, and Recruiter's probably a bit more aggressive.
The way to go here.
I think so too.
And I think there's already a Flickerwisp in the hand, and so this one can get another Flickerwisp.
Does he play like mainboard Sanctum Prelate or something? I think there's a Sanctum Prelate in the sideboard, but there's none in the main.
Yeah, he needed to make space for the extra Mirren Crusader. I think.
So what do you reckon? Maybe even Phyrexian Revoker, but it names non-land, so it's a bit awkward, isn't it?
For me, I'm basically just going to get another Flickerwisp, because you can win in the air by attacking with 3/1s, but also it just shores you up. Oh, okay, all right. Yep. This is just pressure, I guess.
Yeah.
If he's already got his Flickerwisp already, that's perfectly fine to just do that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So this way he's just going to be able to pressure with Thalia and Mirren Crusader.
We see the
6 damage a turn.
Bob there. There's not many... I was gushing over Bob in Isaac's match, but there's not many like high-end CMC
No,
cards.
it's basically 1 and 2.
And there's so many lands that, like, Bob's just almost a free draw, right?
Yeah,
I
pretty
guess
much.
you give away a bit of information. Like,
on-
giving away the crop rotation info is pretty relevant. But, yeah, it's basically a free draw.
On average, it basically has, CMC of like 1, the deck. So, just under 1. So you're basically...
No green mana here.
damage
It's scary
turn.
because he's got the Thespian Sage Dark Depths, but there's actually no green mana. So there's no crop right end of turn. He can, though, tap Dark Depths for black.
Yep, so he can use
Because of the
Thespian
Airborg.
Stage to copy a Plains if he wants to make it a Plains. That's about it.
He can't... No, he can activate, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
Dark Depths can tap for Swamp.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything because what happens is Flicker Wisp here comes down. Flicker Wisp blinks the Recruiter for extra value, and Flicker Wisp blocks with protection from black for days.
So he needs Sajiri Step. We've seen Sajiri Step relentlessly getting us Merit Lace through. I think it's going to be another really important one in the matchup.
Yep.
Especially since all Riley's blockers are going to be white, aren't they?
Yep. Now, Flicker Wisp is really, really good with Ether Vial because you can use it to flash it in at instant speed and you can blink the Merit Large token.
You can also make people overthink what you've got.
Mm.
You can bluff a lot of cards. Plenty of times people activate Ether Vial to try to bait you into responding to something and you just don't have anything. And
Which is why when you do it, you just do it consistently every time. So you go, activate Ether Vial, look to your opponent. And you just do that every single time, whether or not you have a creature or you don't have a creature. That way they actually respect it. Otherwise they'll just be like, I just call you bluff. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, you got nothing. Now I know you don't have anything.
So getting another Flicker Wisp here, going for Merit Lage and green mana crop rot, get Sajiri Step will do it.
Yeah, if there's a
but
green
he doesn't
mana
have
here.
green?
Yep, doesn't have green.
I think he went for it though. He knows that it's going to get exiled by Flicker Wisp, so it's pretty scary.
Yeah, Flicker Wisp is very, very strong here.
I guess
but
he
left
assumed
himself
he had Bob,
open.
right? So he's like, I get 2 draws off the top.
I think he missed the Bob trigger. That's what it was.
Oh,
and
there's
here's
the
the win.
green mana.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Oh, he had it in hand.
I had it. Yeah, he's like, I missed my trigger. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've got the away to win here, and that's a Sajiri Step for the win.
I reckon Sajiri Step has been MVP of the day.
Get a playmat with Sajiri Step on it for Jack Biermann. That is strong. So let's have a look at the sideboards. So for Riley, we've got a few pieces coming in. We've got, and one of the pieces is not Rest in Peace.
Gusari.
Manriki Gusari is a Japanese weapon used by ninja. That's basically the background. But do you want to know what it does? Is that your question?
Well, in the
kind
context
of like a chain with a kind of a.
Keep going.
Yeah. So it's a.
Tell me more about its history.
Yeah, so it's a chain with like a karma at the end. So you got this small handheld scythe that you can use to thresh grain.
Do you think it's coming in?
Well, this is coming in. It's the prizes and the trophy. So the legacy of the dual lands have gone off to the side there. This was a top 8. Oh, look, it's sliding onto this side. This is for me, he's saying. The Adelaide Eternal Legacy Cup top 8 going home with dual lands. The the first place is a Bayou and the second place was a Tiger, I think. And then cascading down from there. So we have
and the trophy stuff.
The trophy is the main
That's
piece.
The main piece.
You can see it has a little plaque on it, and the plaque says Adelaide Eternal Legacy Cup 2019. So we're going to see which of the two of these heavyweights are going to go home with the big prize. And looking at powering out this win, I think our topic was, what does Manriki Gusari do?
The topic was, what does Riley
it destroys an equipment.
I still don't know what it does.
No, what does it do? Is it like Trinket Mage? We're going to have a look at the Path to Exiles in Riley Beck's sideboard. So 2 Path to Exiles come in, faux show. 2 Council's Judgments may come in. The issue with them is that they're sorcery speed. Yeah. They're like Jace. They're basically actually similar to Jace, where it's like, this will answer a Merit Large token, however, only under very, very specific circumstances.
But also can't dig for... You can't be played proactively and then dig for real answers.
Yep.
So Surgical's coming in because if he gets rid of either of the combo pieces, somehow.
Wastelanding a dark depths is good,
Yeah.
and then surgicaling them.
And then surgically, and then it's just out. You don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, Jack doesn't actually. He doesn't play Life from Home. There's literal no interaction with the graveyard. It's just to get them out of the deck. Full stop.
Yeah, that's basically it.
I
Which
also
is why
like
Rest in
Sanctum-
Peace isn't very good.
Sanctum
but
Prelate.
Yep.
For either
Prelate
one
on
or
one.
two.
Prelate on one is really, really nice because the useful things are obviously crop rotation, which is how you die at instant speed. So you kind of like lose out of nowhere because of that.
Palace Jailer's probably staying in as well. I think that's good in this matchup. You get to draw. It might be a bit slow because it's 4 mana, but you can like eat a Bob, eat a Hex Mage, and like draw every turn. Or do you think it's too slow?
No, I like it because Jack basically does no chip damage against Death and Taxes. Death and Taxes shores up the ground really, really good. They got a great ground game if you're in BJJ. So we'll have a look at Jack Biermann's sideboard.
Jiu-jitsu, is that what you're saying?
So tell him he's got a good ground game. We go to the Golgari Charm. No. Did he just not change anything?
He's going through like
Pithing Needle, naming Caracas.
Yeah.
Because that's not a mana ability.
Yeah,
so you can do
and
it.
you can also name like Batterskull or like Sophie if you're getting beat by it, or Chitty if you're getting beat by it.
Yep.
Probably not Deros.
Pithing Needle.
Lily
no
Last
groups.
Hope, right?
Lily Last Hope.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
Why is it in your sideboard if it's not Death and Taxes?
Oh yeah, sorry, Death and Taxes. I was thinking about it against the Hex Mage and the Bobs.
Oh,
the wrong way around.
Check, yeah.
Yep, so that was a very fast hand. Here's Hex Mage, Pithing Needle, some lands.
They seem fine. I didn't really process them.
Yeah. If you're on coverage, if you're on feature matches, please hold up your hand for a nice...
I gotta be honest, I don't think I did. I was on coverage and the nerves got me, Sarv. I played okay, but like I just like was just focused on the game, you know?
Did you see that? I love that. Jack cracks Verdant Catacombs and then taps the Bayou on the... he taps the Bayou on the battlefield. He's like, I'm going to find one of these. Oh, they're keen. They are keen for it.
Who's only playing 2 Bayous? Is that normal? I would have thought it ran like 3 or 4. Needle. Naming Mum?
Maybe he really wants that Bayou.
He was a really good actually in both.
Yeah, like do you Needle naming Caracas or do you Needle naming Mum?
You can Needle name Mum, Caracas.
But what does Mum even do?
Well, Mum...
In this one,
Mum,
to be honest.
Presents infinite blocking.
Infinite blocking is like... Is it good? I guess.
I mean, it sounds good, but obviously we know about the Sejiri stuff.
But maybe you just name Wasteland, right?
Yeah.
I think
you could hold it.
Yeah, you could just hold it. That's perfectly fine as well.
Maybe he's scared of Starly attacks though, and like he wants to play something turn 2.
Oh, Port. See, I personally would name like Wasteland or something, but maybe
he'd probably name Mum. I think
there's
a judge
Mum's
there.
A weak name.
There's a judge there watching this match who's like furiously writing.
Okay.
What their names. Maybe Jack's still thinking about what he wants to name. Come back to me.
After, yeah, go ahead, play your land. Now that you played a Port, I think I'll name Rishon Port.
What am I just shortcut?
Bet you it's Wastelands, my guess. Oh yeah. I was pretty certain there. I could play Turbo Depths. I know one thing to do on turn 1. That is all I know.
Rip in Peace does
literally nothing.
Literally nothing, I think.
Yeah, unless your opponent's playing a Life from the Loam, which
does Riley maybe think like because it's quite similar to lands. It's using a lot of the same spells. You know, he hasn't identified that this is Turbo Depths over lands. Is that it? Because like Rest in Peace is really good versus lands.
I think he's just hedging against the one Life from the Loam that is sometimes in their decks, maybe. So
I don't think it's worth it to dilute your main board so much.
I agree. I think it's
like, and this is exactly why. You know, already you get diluted by Vile, and now Jack might take Vile, but like taking Flicker Wisp here is probably correct, and taking Flicker Wisp, now Riley's got 0 pressure.
What you can do is not take Flicker Wisp.
Okay, you could.
That's just really the end of it as an option. But you see, if you don't take Flicker Wisp, right, what you say is, "I'm not afraid of Flicker Wisp." And then the person either just doesn't be afraid. If they doesn't be afraid of anything,
but he's still gonna play. He's got nothing else to do, and he wants to apply pressure.
That's the thing. So he gets no value.
What do you mean? He's still gonna play it though, and then he's got a Flicker Wisp. I would take Flicker Wisp there every day. Are you like trying to get in his head a lot?
Yeah, I'm just trying to next level.
Here we go. Protection from green.
Give Mother everything.
I actually like Bash there. Like, there's not much spot removal.
Oh yeah, you just got to get there.
And
right?
who cares? Like, okay, you spot remove my mum. Great.
Just go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Keep up Port. Oh yeah, that's fair.
Because like I just
You
don't
can keep
think
up
he
for it.
plays Flicker Wisp if you leave it in his hand. Because
I would have played it because I want to start
the beats.
I want to start the beat train, and like if Jack's got, crop rod or like if Jack's got the stage or something and he's able to play, like he's gonna get there eventually. Mum's not gonna apply pressure long enough. I would assume Jack would hit lands and be able to mean that the port doesn't matter.
Fair enough. So yeah, I like taking Flicker Wisp if your opponent's just gonna keep porting you. Seems good. So like this is Jack's dream. You're like, yeah, okay, attack me for 1 every single turn whilst you keep porting me. But the difference is Riley has an Ether Vial, and when the Ether Vial keeps ticking up, that's terrifying because at any point in time, one nasty pass you could come
scary,
right out.
But it would have been 6 damage already, right? So Jack would be on 10. I don't know. I just like pressuring life totals.
Yeah.
Before I start, trying to.
Oh, for sure.
Before I start trying to do the hate bear plan of it and disrupt, I like to get a real threat rather than just mum.
You like to attack whilst also like to protect.
Well, you can't protect an attack if you don't attack.
Fair enough. So this is a tap of both relevant lands, because Dark Depths itself does not tap for any mana. But Jack is patiently going, well, hopefully you don't have any nasty business to flash in, but now that it's up on 3...
This is a critical turn, isn't it?
Yeah,
because it's not just Flicker Wisp, like even an end of turn Mirror Crusader here presents a bit of threat, because you're like, Mirror Crusader, Sophie equip, and then it's like bang, bang, bang,
That feeling when you name Wasteland, but then they have 3 ports.
I know, brutal, right? This is why maybe it was correct to hold. I don't think it is correct to hold. I'm happy to blind because you could. I think it was his only land. Like you could just get wasted.
Yeah,
Jack
it would be
identified
so brutal
because
wasted.
He only ripped that Caracas later. Like he could have just identified. I just lose to Wasteland, so name Wasteland. So yeah, it's probably correct.
Yep, and he's discarding to hand size. So yeah, that's pretty punishing. But there was nothing to come out on 3, and it's just stayed on 3. So maybe Riley is flooded.
They're both sort of drawing badly, but I like Riley's position here. The thing is, though, you can still crop rot with the Rishian ports on the stack.
You sure can.
So it's it's not a done deal. There's 13 more turns to go this round. Okay,
here comes Ghost Quarter.
Not bad. Is it?
You can Ghost Quarter your own land in response to a port activation for a critical turn, but that's pretty bad. It's pretty fringe. Yeah,
it's a land.
Yeah,
it's not discarding to hand size. I think Urbog's where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Switch on Vampire X Mage. Switch on Dark Depths. Switch on Ghost Quarter to actually do tapping of real mana.
Look at the work that Rest in Peace is doing. It's doing literally none. It's loafing around over there. And whilst it would have been probably a creature slot,
if that was like what
is this, Hex Mage? Yeah, Hex Mage is out. So he finally found an Urborg, which allowed Dark Depths to tap for mana, and generates double black for Vampire Hex Mage. This means that has to be a Flicker Wisp in hand off the Ether Vial, otherwise it's going to be GG's.
Yeah, well, he was thinking about that untap, right? So maybe he's,
that means that he's probably got a 3-drop
swords off the top?
Yeah, was that
I think it was swords. Yeah.
Not a sword, but swords.
Swords.
It's Caracas. Ooh. Caracas changes things a lot, doesn't it? Note that the beatdown train has stopped. It has pulled into this station because Vampire Hexmage blocks a 1-1.
Stopped by a 2-1. Mum, come to a halt. Your days are done. Your bloodthirsty days. Who would have thought?
So this is a target on the Bayou, and there's probably a floating of green, and then going to the draw phase. Don't use the green. Tap a different land. Like one of these kind of sequences over the course of, upkeep, draw.
Still, he's keeping up Caracas swords to plowshares.
Mm-hmm. Seems pretty safe.
Pretty good.
But it's not progressing that... Ooh, Assassin's Trophy on a Etherval forcing the action. I like it.
I like it on Caracas.
I like it on Caracas too, to be honest.
That's what I'm most
Unless he's got another Pithing Needle in hand.
Just deals with it. But then you can just Needle Vial.
True.
Or is one's better? Maybe it's better to Needle Caracas because Needle can't be removed as easily, if at all. I mean, counts as judgment. But then you prevent against future Karakai?
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe it is correct to trophy that if you're planning to Needle?
That
Let's
could
see
be
if he
the case.
needles.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's got a needle. No, that's the thespian stage. So
But
he's
it
got
doesn't do nothing.
redundant ways to make the Marit-Lage token. However, he needs to answer.
Riley's got redundant.
There it is.
Riley's got redundant ways to Caracas it, i.e. Caracas,
Caracas.
and then in Caracas will untap.
So here's
Lily's good.
Lily Last Hope. So Lily
Lily's
Last
very
Hope kills
Throwback.
that Mother of Runes.
No, it does not. She's on the Bloodthirst train.
Yeah. It just basically, what it does is says, target Mother of Runes must be tapped.
Target Mother Runes must be tapped, and in a few turns, I will win. With zombies. You know, I was playing Cube Draft, and I, altered Lily on turn 5, and the game went for, another 20 turns.
Wow.
And I still lost.
Wow. What happened?
It just, it's long. I'm not going to explain. A lot of damnation effects. So you can lose to Lily. You can lose with Lily. But generally, her ultimate, you don't have to read it too much. You just win.
You just win the game.
You just win a few
Your
turns
opponent
later.
usually scoops. Your opponent attempts a Terminus and
I
then
think
attempts
Death and
a
Taxes
Supreme Verdict and then dies.
legitimately can't beat it though, right?
Yeah. So there's probably a Council's Judgment floating around somewhere ready to go because Riley has not been deploying anything but lands.
He's got a lot of lands.
Yeah, meaning that his hand is just all answers.
But this is
answers and no threats.
This is why Rishon and Port's so strong in the deck. In a sense, he's missing a key component, but in a sense he's doing what his deck's supposed to do. Play a Vial, and then play a Hate Piece, and then use your lands to port their lands, or wasteland their lands. That's what he's supposed to do. He's just missing the threat.
Yeah, and here's the threat. This was that 3-drop that he hesitated before about whether or not he's going to flash it in, I think. Or he just drew it now.
Yeah, I would have flashed it in, right?
Yeah, he must have just top decked it, because he would have otherwise just...
He might have been just bluffing.
Yeah.
Or it's Flicker Wisp, and he was going to wait.
Flicker Wisp was just waiting.
Yeah, you don't want to flicker, and then in response they make a Dark Depths token. Or after the flicker has resolved, then make a Dark Depths token win,
Yeah. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not this Liliana, the Last Hope, can actually get there, because that Mirren Crusader is very, very good at killing Liliana Last Hope.
Well, let's say... But Lily can shrink it.
No, you can't.
Well, it can and it can't.
Because it's got protection from black.
Sometimes.
No, but it's got actual protection from black.
Oh, it does. Right, I'm thinking with Mum.
Yeah.
It does too. Yeah. Okay, so... I guess it's just gain a lot of life then?
Yeah, but even
Lily still says tap your mum, gain a bit of life.
Gain a little bit of life, then gain a little bit of life next turn.
Yeah.
And then die. If he's got a way to answer the... because look, Assassin's Trophy doesn't get rid of the Mirren Crusader.
No, it doesn't.
So, gotta be something.
It was a good meta choice from Riley to play for Crusaders. I know he played against Grixis Control the match before this, or the match before that. He played against Grixis in the finals, so Mirren Crusader's quite good in that matchup. So maybe he made a good choice with that meta call. There's, all Death and Taxes lists look kind of the same, but a few key choices.
So this looks like it's definitely hedging towards Riley's side now, unless there is.
I just feel like that trophy should have hit Caracas, right? Because he could have just gone for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could have just gone for it. He's got the combo. He just can't activate because of Caracas. So yeah, I feel like that was a bit of a misplay from Jack, or maybe conservative from Jack. Very scared of getting blown out by Flicker Wisp. Didn't want to go for it and then get blown out. I mean, he's got a lot of mana there, but the ports are making it really awkward for him. So he doesn't have as much mana as it looks like. So maybe Jack's thinking, if I go for it, my 2 lands go to bin, and then he has Flicker Wisp, and the Flicker Wisp gets it off the vial in this hypothetical, I'm not going to be able to get back into the game because of port.
Yep.
So that's fair, but I still think I would just, you're playing Turbo Depths. Got to go for that win.
Yeah, fair enough. So we've got the Thespian stage itself naming a Ghost Quarter. So there's one Thespian stage. You're going to see a lot of names on the battlefield, it seems. Here's the Council's Judgment. Now, this is tricky, right? Because you've got a Mirren Crusader to kill the Liliana Last Hope over the course of 2 turns. Liliana Last Hope is not surviving.
Yeah, I'd name Hexmage.
So you just want to get rid of the Hexmage.
I'd name Hexmage.
So that
because
you can start...
It's not like a spot removal.
Well, actually, you can kill the Lily now. No, don't... If you instead of judgmenting the Lily, don't you just Council's Judgment the Hexmage, and then both of them attack the Lily?
Yep. Because it's not like Abrupt Decay where you Abrupt Decay Hexmage and then he in response makes the token. The spell has to resolve before you name, which is one of the really good things about Hexmage, Council's Judgment. So I think you definitely Council's Judgment Hexmage there.
Yeah, swing
And then
your
just-
Mother of Runes and the Mirror Crusader in to kill the Lily. And basically you end up on exactly the same board here, except for the fact that Hexmage is gone.
Yeah, and Mum's tapped. That's right.
Yeah.
Seems much better.
Yep, seems much better to me, but regardless...
Oh, I forgot about the Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter was always there for Caracas.
Yeah.
I did forget about that.
Yep, that makes sense.
Sorry, Jack.
Makes total sense. Yeah, you can't Ghost Quarter an Aether Vial, right? That's how it works. And the Thespian stage has already copied a Ghost Quarter, so he's not... He's going to have all the Ghost Quarters he can have for any number of...
I think Jack's looking pretty
yeah,
good.
it's swinged a lot more into
and
Jack's
he's going to
favour.
go for it, but he's keeping around his Vampire Hexmage for future blocks, I suppose. Like, he's making this decision now. Do I... Because sacking Thespian stage is pretty relevant, you know? Like, this is a real decision. Do I want a random 2-1, or do I want a Thespian stage on the field?
Yeah.
When you're getting ported, the lands feel pretty good.
Yep.
But when you're playing against Death and Taxes, a 2-1 first striker also feels pretty good. So I'm not sure. What do you do?
Well...
He's not doing either. Bloody hell.
So he's worried about Swords of Plowshares?
Yeah, and there is the swords, but how do you really play against it? Like, what's the Sajiri? What's that creature? Sylvan Safekeeper? That's about it. I don't think you want to be. I'm just going to wait till Sylvan Safekeeper.
You know what's really funny? With Rest in Peace out, Riley can't use Surgical Extraction to hit the Dark Depths after it's in the graveyard.
So you're saying Rest in Peace actually strictly makes it...
You know how we're saying Rest in Peace has no targets?
Yeah.
It's actually even worse.
Yeah.
It actively made the deck worse.
Jeez.
Oh, well. And whatever creature was sided out, probably want to keep that in.
There's only one Surgical though. Yeah, imagine if that was just like a little dude doing damage every
Chipping
turn.
away.
Yeah.
Chipping away. But then
I will say one thing for the naming Lily of Council's Judgment is you are pushing the life total a bit more. It's not exactly the same board.
Like, you just don't want the game to go too long.
Yeah, it's the same board except 4 life difference. So, and you know, now it's a 2-turn clock. So
yeah,
it wasn't strictly wrong from Riley. I agree. I would have made the same play as you. Name the Hexmage, but
maybe we just like too much value. That's why.
Yeah, it's not strictly wrong. Like it's value, but you're also interacting with a combo piece. So come on. Dark Depths. That's what he was waiting for. Backup Dark Depths.
So this was a main phase creation of a Dark Depths token.
Seems wrong.
So that but then he could play the second Dark Depths. Otherwise, he wouldn't have redundancy.
Right. I still think I like end of turn. Because this way you're like a bit of a dog to Flicker Wisp.
Yeah. So here's probably... So no need to fire off the Swords of Plowshares there because you just go... Yeah, you just don't need to worry about it. So instead, you get to see what you draw.
America say that it can actually swing through his Marrowlage.
Oh, swole bro, that guy. Who gets in there for 4 and then gets in there for 4 again next turn. But remember, 24 life is what Jack is going to be on.
What's Riley on?
He's on 20.
How big is Marrowlage?
I think he's a 2020.
How unlucky is that? Xaxis.
That's like, I mean, talk about unlucky.
Yeah, Jack got pretty lucky to have Xaxis here.
So here's a bunch of porting. A bunch of porting goes on in, between the upkeep and in the draw phase and then through to the main phase and so on. Sometimes on the end step, all the ports are going to be activated in different times just to make it that little bit trickier. Spread things out. Why not? And we still have an active Mother of Runes, 3 cards in hand, and one of the cards we know is the Swords of Plowshares, and that is what Jack has been playing around. And there's a reason why, obviously, Riley doesn't fire off the Swords of Plowshares main phase, is because then the Dark Depths token can be made again and ready to attack. So he has to make it during the attack phase.
Yeah, so he's like time walking himself, but his opponent's gaining 20 life.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but...
Not ideal.
Oh, it's Path to Exile.
That changes everything.
That's very different,
Path to Exile is fantastic. This is good.
Exile target creature, do 20 damage to face.
Oh.
Pretty good.
And that's game.
Wow. That's
game. Wow.
So that's because he couldn't make the Marrowlage back up to block, because Mirror Crusader has protection from black.
Mm.
So wow, wee wow. Going to game 3.
Wow, that was awesome. So, it's even one apiece. It's anyone's game, right? If you were looking just at their decks, and now assuming that obviously Riley's rest in peace goes back out again, looking at it like this, who do you think is favoured? Or is it an even Stevens?
I'm thinking.
When your
I'm
opponent
thinking. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
Look, normally you'd like turbo decks, but when your opponent's on 2 more paths to exiles, so just so many possible removal spells.
Turbo decks has just been on a warpath though, and I played against Jack, and I lost to him. As I said, Isaac made top 8. I don't know. I agree. I think I prefer Death and Taxes here.
Like in the abstract, when you look at it, you're like, 4 Swords to Plowshares and 2 paths to exile that Dark Depths can't actually interact with except with hand disruption. So you're never really fully protected from the top of the deck.
I really want to see the Sanctum Prelate come in and see if it hurts Riley or if it just closes the match and Jack's I just can't win, or if it doesn't do anything because Jack's lands. I'm really interested to see how that actually works in practice. To me, it sounds good to play against a combo deck that only has 1 and 2 drops.
Yep.
And to be able to stop that. But in practice it might not work exactly like that. So
maybe not.
I want to see the Sanctum Prelate come out.
Come in,
sorry, yeah. And I want to see it come out onto the field.
Battlefield. Yeah, nice.
And I also want to see Dread of Night come in on Jack's side.
That's Dread of Night is a beating.
Yeah, especially when you go Lily and they'll even their 2 toughness guys just can't do anything.
And then that Swolbro from before, Mirror and Crusader, and it's I survive. I am the one hero that survives the Dread of Night. Fear me, I'm a 1/1.
2 damage. 2 damage. I still only do 1 first strike as well.
The other reason why I just marginally like Death and Taxes in this matchup is the fact that you have 4 Port, 4 Wasteland. And Jack is actively playing Pithing Needle, naming Wasteland, because he knows Wasteland's so good against him.
Well, I think also in that particular game, I don't love Needle. I always say I don't like playing Needle blind, but when you've got your hand yourself and you're planning out turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, it can feel awkward to hold it. In that case, Jack only had 1 Bayou. Thought CC is pretty good for the information alone, I think.
Yeah, knowing
Rest in Peace is still in there, Riley. I think that's just knowledge of. I
think Jack should just do him a favour and take the Rest in Peace, just to be this shouldn't be in here. I'll take it out for you.
Yeah, I think Jack does say later in the game, Riley resolves the Rest in Peace, and Jack says, that doesn't do anything, right?
It actually actively hurts you because you can't surgical extraction my stuff.
I mean, to be fair, he could be playing Greencester Recall. So, and it's only 1 spell, but it's a really big spell.
It's a big spell, yeah.
Big spell. Sure. And I'm surprised Jack's not running it. Why? Is that just make it
because he wants to be turbo.
Too slow, bro?
Yeah. Too slow, bro, sometimes too slow. You want to be turbo.
And sometimes no, bro, if they Rest in Peace.
Yeah, he's got a bro, though. He's got a 2/1 bro on the battlefield.
And it's bros for days because we've got Bob and Thalia. Sylvan Scrying, take 2. Bob just never feels bad. That's as bad. That's as bad as Bob's ever going to be.
That was the worst Bob flip you've ever seen. 2 damage from the deck, but it's fantastic. I gotta love a good Bob. So, this is the Sylvan Scrying coming on out. Questionable art choice, but fundamentally,
Well, it's foil, so you're not allowed to say anything, right?
All right, okay.
And he's chosen not to do that for some reason.
He's
because of Thalia.
Actually can't do it.
He's doing it.
Yep, now he can do it. And he's perfectly allowed to cast it off his Verdant Catacombs, which is nice. Good old Urborg. These Dark Depths, these Depths decks in general, running so many Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, you have to be really, really
Jack's
cottoned
on 3.
Yeah.
And Isaac's on 4, I think.
Yeah, you just got to be so cottoned on as an opponent to the fact that you can tap your fetch lands. Oftentimes you crack one to brains, and then you do a brainstorm or something or other, and it's just often just better to just tap them for mana.
7 Borgs in the top 8.
Wow, resistance is futile. So looking at Riley's,
is that like a Cyborg reference?
we'll leave it for the fans. Fans that know.
Is
Fans
this
that
Doctor
aren't-
Who?
aren't-
I never watched Doctor Who.
No, there's Transformers. I think Megatron says it at some point,
Megatron,
right?
He's a Borg.
No, my dog says it. So
Can't name lands. What do you
Yeah.
name?
yeah,
It
you
looks
can
good.
name Dark Confidant. Doesn't do anything, but you can name it.
Does it do?
It's allowed.
What does it hit? I'm trying to think. Oh, I guess Sylvan Safekeeper? Expedition map?
Sylvan Scapekeeper Expedition map, and that's
Vampire Hexmage.
Ah,
That's a big one.
nice. Okay, so we got like what 8 targets in it.
Okay, yeah, so Revoker's good. It's not like as good as Needle, but I still really like Revoker there
Yeah,
for that reason. And
only attacks for 2. Sweet.
Riley electing not to Wasteland, I've got no problem with that. I think
You keep it.
people fire
Yeah.
off Wastelands a bit too early. He's obviously got something in mind there. What has he got, like Palace Jailer or something?
Well, what you do is
Hexmage, there we go.
you keep the Wasteland because then they can never activate. They can't ever go for the combo
Because you just waste
because you just waste in response at the right time. But what it also does is it eats a Ghost Quarter and becomes a land. So you go, please, I want you to proactively kill my Wasteland. And then they go, okay, I Ghost Quarter your Wasteland, and then you can make a choice to whether waste
If
the
you
other-
want your
other
second
source.
white
Yeah,
source,
exactly.
or if you want to ruin them.
So like you want it to be untapped on the battlefield, waiting for as long as possible.
I agree.
It forces them to.
Yeah, people are
play
often,
around.
especially in a deck like Lance, like we've just been saying, how it's only got like 1-2 drops. So Jack's already hit enough mana for the game, really. You know, pending other Wastelands and Richton Ports. He's hit his lands for the game. You know, Wastelands like losing value. It's just like a proactive, tempo sort of play Wasteland. I agree. It's much better as a combo Stifler. A lot of Sylvan Scryings here.
He loves looking.
Let's go Thespian stage, I'm guessing, or is it a backup Dark Depths? His life
It's-
total's pressured by
It is, yeah. It's quite
Bob
low.
and Thalia, so he's got to do something.
This is exactly what we were actually saying at the beginning, where it's favoured. We think Riley is just marginally favoured. Like, it's not still a very, very close matchup. He's marginally favoured because of this. He's applying pressure. He's got 5 damage next turn, and
Vaguely interacting with us. I
vaguely,
think
yeah.
Jack just stopped on Caracas there, like thinking, oh, this would have been a good one, to like get rid of your one threat. But he's decided to, I'm the combo deck, I'm going to go for it. Sylvan Safekeep is quite a good one there.
Yeah, this is a good insurance policy. Just kind of going, yep, we're ready, ready to go off if you will allow me to.
Also, Hexmage, sorry, not Hexmage, Revoker not swinging into Bob. I think I would be swinging. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Revoker was just played last turn, but Mother of
okay.
Runes can give protection to it next turn, allowing him to attack for 4 in the turn.
Yeah,
If
or
he
even
wants to.
trading with Bob,
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah, depending on how he likes to line it up. But here it's just
There's no need to waste
correct.
end of
Yeah,
turn
100%
because
correct to go to.
People think like, oh, I'll be mana efficient, do it in a turn.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. You might as well just always untap.
Then you have
People
planes.
do it all the
attack
time.
turn.
They do like end of turn wastelands. Think like, oh yeah, like if I do my spells end of turn,
They're used to like modern.
yeah.
I'm really efficient. Actually, Legacy is a whole different beast, and it's
Well, it literally does.
Tectonic
It
Edge.
really doesn't do anything, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't spend any mana to waste it.
Mm-hmm. So this will be interesting to see what comes down here, because I think this is a critical turn.
It is critical.
Once
Notice
it goes-
that Jack hasn't played either Thespian stage nor has he played Dark Depths. This
Yep,
in that
protecting
turn.
them.
He searched for them, but he didn't cast them or play them because of the wasteland. But he has played Sylvan Safekeeper, so yeah, it's a really crucial turn.
And the longer he does that, the better, because then Riley is forced to keep mana back. He's forced to not deploy threats because he's preparing, and if he's not deploying threats, he's having to, swing with just 4 damage a turn, and 4 damage a turn might not be
Yeah,
enough.
and I like this.
Do you double block? Do you block with your green guy and your black creature? And it depends. We're just assuming he has Hexmage in hand. He probably doesn't. He probably just doesn't have Hexmage in hand.
Yeah,
so
I
it
think
doesn't matter.
not, because I think Safekeeper is going to be really good here.
Yeah, protect him from swords.
I'm pretty
without
scared
it.
of swords.
Swords and Caracas. You protect him from both of them.
And I like swinging there, and I like blocking with Bob there. You got to protect your life total. You've got quite a lot of cards in hand. You tap Mum.
I like it.
I don't know if it's relevant, but you tap Mum.
He was actually very happy to
It's
lose
got Golgari
Bob.
Charm, right? That does neg1 to everything, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good here.
What about this, right?
Go on.
He was actively happy to lose Bob because he didn't want to lose life. Is there a logic to giving protection from black to Hexmage before attacking, and saying, you must block this with your combo piece. You know, your thing that's...
You mean Revoker?
Revoker.
It's just because it's got Hexmage on the screen. So we're like, yeah, that's a Hexmage. Yeah, I think that's definitely a line.
And then that way, he goes to 7.
Force another flip.
And then Bob will flip again.
We know that, like, it's so difficult because when you're in Riley's position, you're like, it's probably just going to flip a land.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're Jack, you're like, oh, man, I hope it doesn't flip like a, Sylvan Library or Hexmage or Trophy.
He was pretty eager to block, wasn't he?
He was.
That was a really...
But I actually like that line. I think Riley's play was fine, but looking back, I actually think I prefer your line.
Take him to 7.
Yeah.
Make him flip a 1. On average, they'll go down to 6. The next turn, you have...
Because Mum's tapping either way, and I think, you're not too scared of spot removal.
Yeah, you're protected with your Wasteland.
Exactly. So. Just get in, ask the question, get that damage in.
They need to have literally...
Jack needs to have literally
2 turns, crop
right?
rotation. And crop rotation costs 2 mana, so he can't win next turn. So it puts them to 2 turns if you protection first and then attack.
It's bloody game 3, Sarv. It's a lot on the line.
It's tight. It is tight.
There's that trophy. You can sit in the corner.
Oh, yeah. The
Jack's
trophy
got
is a big one.
Full grip as well.
That Dark Confidant has been
full
doing
grip,
things.
Plenty of mana, plenty of cards. We know he's got the combo in hand.
He's got the 2 pieces, but he could be wanting to use...
Needle?
Here it is. Okay, so Needle naming Wasteland, and then in response... Well, actually, he doesn't name it. He uses the Wasteland.
Yeah.
And then...
Needle can name
you can
Mum?
just name... No, you can just name Rishon Port, and then be ready to combo off the next turn at the right time.
Yeah, it's like the Council's Judgment we were talking about. You gotta do the thing before it names. It resolves before it names.
Yeah. You can... If he needs mana, he can float mana from the Ghost Quarter instead. If he needs mana, he can hit his own Urborg for a forest. Or he can just... there's so many different things he can do with it.
Yeah, I think Wasteland doesn't even do heaps here. Like, you might as well waste. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a free waste.
Yeah.
Free because you're forced into having to do it, but...
But you could... I think it's reasonable to name Mum as well, because if you're going to go for it, then... And he's got Flicker Wisp in hand because he just played Recruiter.
Yeah, Flicker Wisp is just
depends if you got Step.
But there's no Aether Vial, so he can't just go for it. So he's floated one...
But I just mean the chump. The chump and protection.
So he's elected to float 1 colourless mana off the Ghost Quarter. So this
black,
is, yeah, of 1 black. So this is like the go off turn. So now that the Needle has resolved, or at least is probably about to resolve, I think, so it has resolved. I guess we have Rishon Port being written up, hopefully.
Yeah, I think
Caracas.
Okay, yep. I like that.
Yep, seems good. Just, cover all the bases, cover all the possible things that can disrupt you. Now we've got the Dark Depths, and note that the Dark Depths is out. There are 2 ports on the battlefield, and if Riley spends his whole turn porting, he can... a Dark Depths token can be made in the upkeep as necessary. Here is the Hexmage. Hexmage, obviously,
can't
is
be
named,
activated, though.
Yep, is named on...
Cannot be activated, but it is a blocker.
First strikey blocker.
Yeah, it's this is tough. Now Revoke is Revoke still going to swing in? I guess you can still protection it, right?
Yeah.
Riley doesn't have double white for Flicker Wisp either.
He can't actually attack with Revoker now, because if you attack with Revoker and give it, say, pro black
then
before you go, they'll just double block.
Yeah.
They'll just single block with the Ollie Rider.
Yeah. Or if you just swing and they double block, and then yeah. So well seen from Riley. That you're going to get done by one or the other. There's Caracas. He had the Caracas. At least it's a white source for him. Yeah. And he's Flicker Wisp.
So the Flicker Wisp
is
blink.
Good.
Yeah. Now the question is, what do you blink? I think you blink your own, like Rishon Port. Oh no, your own swords, your own white source to threaten a Path to Exile Swords of Plowshares. But you've still got the Ollie. Ollie's there protecting from the. Yeah. So yeah, just blink to get your own critter.
So he's just getting another Flicker Wisp?
Yeah, yep. Because this way...
I guess you have one Flicker Wisp on blocks and one's on swings?
Yeah, yep. Protection from black on one of the Flicker Wisps and the other one going through. Yeah, yep, I can see it.
Like, yeah, if Marit Lage gets named... Marit Lage can get made now if you don't get Flicker Wisp.
Yeah.
And then start blocking your Thalia. So... think you do get another Flicker Wisp.
Interesting. Maybe you get Crusader because it can actually get through.
Yeah.
Because it can get through both black and green creatures.
Well, Riley's having to think about it as well, so he's not sure. Yeah, I think either or, right?
So the 1 mana that's up is not actually threatening crop rotation for anyone watching at home. Just remember that the Thalia has been out since turn 2, and it has been taxing the mana for a while. So here's a Flicker Wisp. Going for the long game here. Just chaining Flicker Wisp into Flicker Wisp until eventually you start running out of Flicker Wisps, and then you get some Mirror Crusaders, maybe. Palace Jailer would be pretty sweet, but obviously...
Yeah, I'm thinking, did Jack pay for the Thalia attacks? It wouldn't have mattered because he had an extra mana up anyway.
Because he floated 1 off the Urborg at some point. So he played 2 mana for the Pithing Needle.
Okay. Well, either way, he had a mana up for it.
Yep.
There's the big boy, and he's done it off, obviously, the traditional way because Hexmage is still named.
So here's Thoughtseize for 2 mana. Thoughtseize takes... Oh, those Rest in Pieces were bad.
So Riley Snap went to do Rest in Peace, and this was the moment I think Jack said, Rest in Peace doesn't do anything.
Does literal nothing against me.
I don't know if Riley was putting it in as a joke, because he's realised now Rest in Peace is bad, and he was like, oh, yep, you take Rest in Peace, no worries. Or if, he doesn't realise that it's not the interactive graveyard combo deck that traditional lands is.
Yep, makes sense. So... Here we have a potential game-ending, game-closing position.
Feels scary as when you're Riley here, right? Feels scary for both of them.
What if...
It's a tight match.
What if that last card in Jack's hand is Sajiri Step or something? We've seen Sajiri Step doing so much work, haven't we? Oh, he's got 2 cards in hand. All right.
But also, what if Riley had another creature instead of that Rest in Peace? That was opening hand Rest in Peace, remember, from the first Thoughtseize.
Yeah, both
times. So both games, I think it really
bad.
hurt. Like if he had just a bit more pressure, like Jack's on 5, the life total's real.
Close the game out. Shows you deck familiarity can be an edge, can't it?
Big edge.
Here we get the tap of both Bayou, and down comes a redundant Thespian Stage ready to build up again, if necessary, to make a vigilant Marit-Lage once another Dark Depths comes out.
So why isn't he swinging with Marit-Lage? Is it because it's just futile versus jump block and you might as well keep it back to block?
Correct. So if he attacks with Marit-Lage, what it does is it says tap target Mother of Runes. That's all it says. It just says literally nothing else. And he doesn't want to tap target Mother of Runes because the trade-off from that is take a bunch of damage, and he'd rather not die because he would just take lethal because Mother of Runes would protection, from black Thalia and then attack with Flicker Wisp and Thalia, and then he'd have to double block with both
either way,
of his,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It was one Sajiri Step or one Assassin's Trophy away from victory.
Yeah.
Assassin's Trophy does it a turn later, right? Because he swings protection from black, trophy in response, but still, something like trophy, any kind of spot removal.
Oh yeah, Lily, or just basically anything. Lots of things.
But by the same token, Riley could just develop a few more creatures here in Alpha Strike through the 3 jump blockers.
Yeah, he can also say draw a Council's Judgment and name Pithing Needle or something. There's lots of things that can happen. Here's Phyrexian Revoker. Revoker number 2. We've already got one naming a Hexmage. You can name Hexmage again.
Sylvan
Safekeeper. Yeah, you name Ollie
and then your Flicker Wisp can eat Marit-Lage, right?
So in response to Phyrexian Revoker, do you activate Ollie and then give protection from... Give Shroud to something?
I think I Shroud something. Because he's got Flicker Wisp in hand, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but there's no double white.
There's no double white.
No, but he could have tapped it off Port, right?
Yeah, that is close.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, he could have named it. He could have
done it. Are you sure that's... Yeah, that is a Flicker Wisp in hand, right?
Yeah.
So is that not the win? So you tap both of the... Is that lethal? So double ports tap for the Revoker. They name Sylvan Safekeeper. Then he goes ahead and plays Flicker Wisp, blinks the Marit-Lage. But if that was the case, you would have just sacked the land anyway. So it's not actually lethal. But
it's not lethal, but it's good.
It would have been damn good.
You get to Flicker Wisp next turn.
Yeah, you get to win the next turn, essentially.
Yeah, sorry, you get to Flicker Wisp and in the next tournament.
Yeah.
An Alpha Strike.
It might end up working exactly the same now, though. So maybe even if it's missed, it's not a huge cost. Oh, actually, it wouldn't be the same because there'd be a Flicker Wisp on the board ready to go.
Yeah.
Get it ready to rumble into the red zone.
And we've got like a lot of creatures. I'm trying to think of some maths here. I mean, there's only 3 blockers, and you can give like the flyer protection from black, right? So you can get in for at least 3.
Is there actually a Flicker Wisp in the hand? Are we just missing it? Are we just missing the... No.
Because he flickered... Yeah,
because there's a Flicker Wisp in the exile zone over there. It was discarded to Thoughtseize. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Because I knew he had Flicker Wisp and he flickered the Recruiter of the guard to get another Flicker Wisp. So I was pretty sure he had another one. Okay, well that changes things.
So like it wasn't lethal last turn. We just forgot that...
Is this lethal now?
It's because the game's gone so long. We're kind of at the point where we're like, we know his hand. Oh, wait a second. Thoughtseize from like 1700 turns ago occurred and took the original Flicker Wisp.
Like, if Riley Alpha strikes, right? Block on Recruiter... block on Revoker, block on Revoker. Block on Thalia. And then you can get in with Flicker Wisp, Mum, and Recruiter of the Guard for 5.
Yeah, I think you have exactly 5.
Right? But you're scared of Trophy, but you probably lose to Trophy anyway?
Yeah.
I guess you don't lose to Trophy, because to lose to Trophy, Marit Lash has to swing to tap the Mum to then Trophy the Mum.
Yeah.
But then you get done by the Alpha Strike back. So Jack needs to have like Trophy and another Dark Depths combo. Just to make a Marit Lash to block.
Oh, awesome. So he's tapped out now. And is this a...
My head's spinning, Sarv.
Yeah, this is just a tap 1.
These guys have played well.
So this is a port now. We've got a Thespian Stage as a port. Oh, okay. It's tight play.
That ought to do it, right?
Crop rotation, Sajiri Step.
He knows the line. There's no Caracas. There's no mana. Oh, he's got the second Caracas. Doesn't matter. It's named by Needle.
Sajiri Step, protection from white. In it goes.
What's Riley on?
20 damage.
What's Marit Lash do?
I think it's got 20 power.
Damn.
There we go.
Guys have played really well.
That's
the handshake.
That's a
great game.
Very nice. That was the stunning conclusion of the Adelaide Eternal Legacy Cup for 2019. We played an awesome set of a full weekend from the Adelaide Eternal Highlander Cup through to the Adelaide
Riley's
Eternal...
just taking the bite?
Yeah, I'll play this one. We had a full weekend. We had the Adelaide Eternal Legacy Cup, the Adelaide Eternal Highlander Cup. We also had Vintage. We had flashback drafts. We had Khans of Tarkia flashback draft, amongst other things. People were cubing. There were lots of things going on this weekend.
Super Smash Bros going on.
Yeah, there was on the massive screen.
That was really cool. The Melbourne guys brought that down. That was sick.
Yeah, it was an awesome weekend. Bright, beautiful play location, open space. Lovely scenery.
What are you waiting for, guys?
Yeah, get on it.
Come down next year.
Fun. Well, I'm already looking forward to the Adelaide Eternal Weekend 2020.